The ancients had a saying, "When the bright hall is not in order, the household cannot find peace." This means that if the space in front of your home is not arranged harmoniously, it will be difficult for the inside of your home to hold on to its calm and stability. On top of that, feng shui has long regarded the front yard as the mouth through which energy enters the home. If you allow this area to become cluttered and polluted, the good living energy cannot circulate freely, while stagnant and negative energy will build up over time, gradually affecting your work, your finances, your health, and the harmony within your family. So what can you do to correct a front yard that has already been arranged the wrong way? And how can you turn this space back into a place that draws in wealth, good fortune, and peace for the whole family? Let us explore that together in today's video. And without making you wait any longer, let us jump straight into the first mistake. Mistake 1. A front yard that slopes outward. One of the most common mistakes in home design is building the front yard with a slope that drains toward the street for faster water runoff. However, from a feng shui perspective, water belonging to the water element is the very symbol of wealth and fortune. When rainwater and energy flow into the bright hall and then immediately drain back out, it means the money and good luck of your household are being pushed away quickly rather than accumulating in front of your door. Energy that has no resting point leaves the home in a state of energetic deficiency, so even if your income is high, you may find it impossible to hold on to anything. On top of that, you may frequently run into unexpected costs, such as illness or losses from investments that go the wrong way. Beyond the slope itself, you should also pay attention to imbalances in the ground level of the yard. If you have built the front yard higher than the floor of the house, you are unintentionally creating a dominating position over your own home. A yard that is elevated above the house acts like a wall blocking yang energy from entering, while also trapping stagnant and polluted energy inside with nowhere to escape. More seriously, this height imbalance can disrupt the balance between the green dragon on the left and the white tiger on the right. If the right side of the yard is higher than the left, or higher than the front door, your family will tend to encounter gossip and conflict, the women of the household may begin to dominate, or the health of the men in the family may be negatively affected by the hostile energy coming from the white tiger side. So what can you do to hold wealth in place when your yard slopes outward? The first step is to build a set of steps at the front of the yard in odd numbers, 1, 3, or 5 steps positioned just in front of the main door. These steps serve as buffers that give energy a place to pause, settle, and wind its way gently before entering the home rather than running straight out. At the same time, you can add low green hedges or plant barriers to regulate the flow of energy. For homes situated at the base of a slope, placing a rockery water feature with a circulating water system is the most effective solution. It transforms raw, rushing energy into gentle living energy, protecting both your finances and the peace of your family. Mistake 2. A front yard invaded by sharp angles. The pointed arrow formation, or what you can think of as a layout where sharp angles point directly at the front gate, is a serious feng shui concern. In the study of feng shui forms, every shape emits its own distinct energy frequency. If squares and rectangles bring the grounding stability of the earth element, sharp-edged forms carry the aggressive and destructive quality of the fire element. For example, when your front yard takes on a triangular shape, or when nearby structures angle their sharp corners directly toward your main door, the layout creates what are called poison arrows, cutting through the harmonious flow of living energy and causing your financial fortune to drain away significantly. Beyond that, the excess fire quality from these sharp angles also creates disruption in the movement of energy currents. Over time, this can lead to frequent conflicts among family members, a gradual decline in health, and poor judgment in career-related decisions. The most dangerous form of all is called the flying blade formation, which occurs when the sharp corner of a neighbor's wall, the corner of a temple or place of worship, or even a utility pole points directly at your front door. These structures carry a head-on conflicting energy that scatters the energy of your home into fragments, making it very difficult for wealth to accumulate in a lasting way. To protect your home from these hostile energy streams, apply a strategy of softening the space using landscaping and feng shui objects. For example, if your yard has a triangular shape, the most suitable approach is to use the sharp corner as a spot for a flower bed or a green garden feature with rounded borders around it, converting the energy from something sharp and aggressive into something soft and gentle. For negative influences coming from outside, you can hang a convex bagua mirror to reflect negative energy back, but do so with care to avoid creating conflict with your neighbors. Another option is to hang a metal wind chime at the front door. The sound of the chime will help disperse stagnant energy while activating yang energy, turning the bright hall into an energy filter that brings calm and prosperity to your family. Mistake 3. A front yard blocked by large trees. A mistake that many nature-loving homeowners make is allowing the front yard to be covered by large trees with wide canopies that block the front of the house, a formation known in feng shui as the lone tree blockage. When a large tree stands in front of your yard, it simultaneously blocks airflow and obstructs natural light, keeping your home in a state of perpetual shade. This leads to an imbalance between yin and yang. When yin energy accumulates too heavily, the people living in the home lose mental clarity, and most importantly, wealth can no longer circulate through the entrance because it has been sealed off. According to classical feng shui texts on residential dwellings, a large tree blocking the front door is like a barrier cutting you off from the good fortune of the outside world and may cause your career to fall into a state of ongoing obstruction. You should also pay close attention to the presence of dead or dried-out trees in the front yard. These are considered a serious taboo in feng shui. A dead tree represents decline and isolation. When the energy from dead vegetation releases polluted energy into the home, it drains the vitality of every member of your household and is regarded as a sign of a coming period of financial decline and loss of assets. Beyond that, you should avoid planting trees that carry strong yin energy, such as the mulberry tree associated with mourning and sorrow, the willow tree, which draws away wealth and brings melancholy, or the banyan tree, regarded as a dwelling place for wandering spirits. Instead, prioritize trees with auspicious qualities, such as the areca palm, which strengthens positive energy and career advancement, or the freshwater mangrove, a symbol of lasting wealth and stability. If you currently cannot remove a large tree that has been growing in your front yard for many years, make sure to trim its canopy regularly so that sunlight can filter into the bright hall and the shade does not engulf the entire front of the house. You can also paint the walls of the yard in colors belonging to the earth or metal element, such as white or soft gold, as a method of boosting yang energy and keeping your home from being swallowed by darkness. Additionally, add outdoor lighting in the front yard so that the bright hall remains open and radiant at night. This will help bring positive shifts to your career and your overall quality of life. Mistake 4. Keeping the front yard permanently cluttered with random items. In feng shui, energy naturally favors cleanliness and purity. When you turn your front yard into a storage area for old items, a collection point for waste, or a dumping ground for broken objects, you may be creating what is called a dead energy zone. From an applied feng shui perspective, broken and worn-out objects carry negative energy, and over time, they release polluted energy that surrounds the front door. For example, leaving shoes scattered carelessly near the entrance is a particularly common problem. since shoes carry stagnant energy back from everywhere they have been. If they are not stored neatly inside a closed cabinet, they will contaminate the fresh, living energy that has only just begun to enter the home, causing the god of wealth to turn away and your professional opportunities to appear and then vanish before you can take hold of them. You should also be mindful of the principle that the green dragon likes movement and the white tiger likes stillness. When looking outward from inside the house, the right side of the yard is the white tiger position. You should avoid placing actively operating machinery on this side, such as a washing machine or an electric motor. Disturbing the energy of the white tiger position will stir up gossip and create turbulence in your family life. You should also be careful not to place a mirror facing the front door in the front yard area. Mirrors have an extremely strong reflective quality if placed in this position. Every stream of good fortune and positive energy that arrives will be bounced right back out the door, leaving your family to face a steady stream of misfortune. To restore and rebalance the energy of your home, start by clearing out all old and broken items. Do not give dead energy the chance to accumulate. For your shoe storage, use a cabinet with closed doors to prevent stagnant energy from spreading, and position it to one side rather than directly facing the entrance. Move any machinery, such as a washing machine, from the right side to the left side or toward the back of the house, and remove any mirror that is currently placed directly facing the front door. When you keep the front yard clean and quiet, the flow of wealth will be unblocked, bringing clarity of mind and prosperity to every member of your household. Mistake 5. Water element conflicts and incorrect water placement. In feng shui, there is a saying, "Mountains govern the people, water governs wealth." This means that the surrounding landscape determines the flourishing of the family's health and descendants, while water determines the family's financial fortune and prosperity. For this reason, water is regarded as the lifeblood that channels wealth into the home. But if it is placed incorrectly, water can become a source of internal chaos, creating powerful elemental conflicts that lead to loss of assets. First, pay attention to the condition of standing water and the shape of any water feature. Water in the front yard must always be clean and in motion in order to activate living energy. If you allow a fish pond or fountain to become dirty and stagnant, with algae growing across the surface, it will generate polluted energy that brings misfortune to your home. In terms of feng shui form, when choosing a pond to build in your front yard, opt for a round or crescent-shaped design that curves toward the house in what is called the jade-holding formation. Avoid the arc shape that turns its back on the house. This is the reverse bow water formation, meaning the water will push all of your wealth away. Another major mistake I commonly see is the placement of two separate water features, one on each side of the yard, or one in front and one behind. According to classical feng shui texts on geography, this is called the weeping and mourning formation, signaling unfavorable omens for the family and for finances. Next, pay careful attention to the directional placement of water. Avoid placing a water faucet, tank, or water feature in a direction that belongs to the fire element, most notably the south direction. The intense conflict between water and fire in that position will create disruption within the family and directly affect the health of you and your loved ones. A related concern in many modern urban neighborhoods is the presence of a drain cover or manhole positioned directly in front of the main door. This is commonly referred to in feng shui as the wealth destruction formation because a drain is a concentration point for polluted water energy. The foul odors and stagnant energy rising from it can create a negative energy field that leaves your household's finances in a state of constant trouble and unexpected setbacks. To correct these conflicts and restore the flow of wealth, for drain covers, always keep the cover tightly shut and clean, and you can plant fragrant, purifying flowers such as mock lime or orange jasmine around the drain opening to allow their natural fragrance to overcome the polluted energy. If the drain is positioned directly in front of your door, consider adjusting the angle of your gate so that it does not face the drain head-on. For decorative water systems, reposition them to the wealth corner or to the east or north directions, which are in a supportive elemental relationship with the water element. When the water in your front yard flows in the right direction, the financial fortune of your family will become steadily more prosperous and lasting. And so, when you begin with the smallest actions, clearing away old clutter, removing dead plants, keeping drain covers tightly shut, or simply tidying up the shoes by the door, you are actively keeping your front yard open, clean, and free-flowing, and step by step opening the door to wealth, good fortune, and peace for your entire family. If you have any questions or thoughts about residential feng shui, go ahead and leave a comment below so we can explore them together in the next video. Goodbye, and see you again.